into fitness?
Well, fitness has always been like a part of my life, which I guess is fortunate, but also is because I've worked hard on it the whole time. From being a child to football and basketball and being in clubs, to then naturally my interest at school and college was in sports and fitness. And then that led me into university for my degree, which was in fitness and personal training. And then it was just a natural run through into personal training. And it was just a passion. First of all, it was a passion for me, thinking, how can I get fitter and stronger for the sports that I play? And then it was quite aesthetic, like I wanted to be a fitness model. How do I be that guy on a magazine? And then that merged in. And then when that became established, I was thinking, well, how can I help others do this and feel good about themselves? And that's just been the journey so far.
Amazing. So once you finished at university, you worked in gyms and for other people, so what made you take the leap to go out on your own?
Well, so I finished straight from university and I went straight into personal training, built my way up, filled my diary, and for about a year or two I was a full-time personal trainer, and I was looking at the fitness modeling and things like that. But it wasn't that I was bored, I just felt like I loved the one-to-one time, but I thought that I have something which I would just want to impact more people than just that one person per hour. And that was really what drove me to decrease my PT time and find ways to impact a much larger amount of people. And I thought social media is one way of doing it, having tools to give everybody around the world, and that is just fulfilling me so much more.
Because it's not just in this country, is it? Because once you get on social media, you can reach the whole world.
There's a part of personal training which I sometimes either miss or crave from time to time, like that real personal touch where you're helping someone very specifically, but the amount of fulfillment I get elsewhere, it's a nice balance.
Which leads on nicely to, what's the most gratifying part of your work?
Well, I guess because it can be across the entire world, it is the most fulfilling thing when somebody emails you or messages you saying that they've been following you or doing your plan or whatever, and you've inspired them and motivated them and helped them change their life. It's like the most incredible thing. And some people say that they've had help from someone one-to-one, but help from me across the world has been way more, and that's just like that's what drives me to wake up and do it all over again every single day.
What's the hardest part of your job? What do you find the most difficult to keep up with, do?
Well, there's a few challenges, but there are also good parts as well. But I think the biggest challenge is having that connection when people really need that extra bit of support. There's parts of personal training which I miss a little bit, and that support when you know that somebody needs that extra bit of one-to-one time, which they need to be followed around with shopping or cooking, or in the gym to just give that like extra special technique or something. So they're the times where I really just want to be with someone and show them how it's done and give them some boost of confidence as well.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Good. How do you keep up with all your social media?
Yeah, it's hard. Very hard.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube,
Snapchat, and like everything. Like we were saying before, is you've got to focus on what you love the most and like which one you want to give most attention, but at the same time, do everything as well. And that is a real challenge. But I knew that when taking time from personal training into being more online, like back then it was more of like a social media is an added extra, like leisure time or whatever. But when I took the jump, I thought, well, actually, this is now work. Social media is work, and it's a huge chunk of my day. Filming, editing, uploading, responding to people on direct messages and in the comments. And I think it's really important. I'd much rather give just outsource jobs which are on the back end that people can't see, but still be very present in the social media, and that's where the personality is, and that's what people want and respond to.
Yeah,
so
keeping that personal touch. It means a lot. I think it means a lot to the followers and stuff like that. That you're actually there with them. It's not just
absolutely
your brand and then you're just in the back.
It can sometimes be a slight addiction, but if it's kind of healthy and you're doing it for the right reasons, it's kind of okay. Like often I'm up late just responding to a variety of direct messages and stuff, but I would rather it that way than nothing at all, and totally. What makes me happy.
How do you keep the balance between your fitness modelling and your fitness training, and do you find they complement each other?
They definitely complement each other, because often, or most part of my modelling has been fitness modelling, so it's very much been a part of my story with Crockfit and my personal branding, and they've helped each other massively. And in fact, fitness modelling was there before the start of Crockfit and everything else, and kind of gave me some confidence and a bit of a platform. And that was the first reason why I developed my first plans, because I had my first magazine cover for Healthy for Men, and a lot of people said, how do you get that body, what exercises do you do and stuff like that, and that's why I made my first program, and then it just developed from there. But there's a few other parts of modelling which I haven't touched upon yet, which is like in a slightly different world, I think, but I'm kind of chasing different aspects at the same time and trying to keep focused, but most of the time they complement each other very nicely.
How do you switch off? Switch off, what's that?
What is that?
What is that? I don't know, to be honest. I have no clue, personally.
Exactly, I know exactly how you feel when you're running so much at the same time. It's so difficult to switch off, and often I just don't, and it's just a continuous drive. But I make sure personally that it doesn't go too long before I have some kind of balance and bring it back, give some time for myself, and have a date with Sarah, be with family, like things like that, just to make sure that that balance is there. And most of the time I can handle it, but it's not that any of us can't handle it, it's how long you can't handle, like how long before it kind of builds up too much, and that's pretty much what stress is. So I make sure I'm very conscious of how long I spend in that stressed state, and because I love what I do, I'm very fortunate that I'm not hating what I do and feeling stressed. That would be a lot worse.
Yes,
so I'm very fortunate for that. But if things are really going crazy with like business and other things, and I can't go to sleep sometimes, and I make sure that I consciously go through some kind of routine of calming myself down and trying to relax through meditation or a bath or reading or something, just to get myself back to a normal level, to then really relax.
What's your favourite meal, be it savoury, sweet or a treat?
Yeah, I'll start good.
Yeah, start good. Start with the healthy stuff, like, you know.
Because I do love being healthy and fueling my body with nutritious foods and things like that. I love meat, like steak and sweet potato, and vegetables and sushi and things like that. I love those kind of those foods. And sweet but good, I add loads of berries to everything. That's like my favourite sweetness, bit of fruit here and there. But naughty, most people think that with a fitness model body you don't eat crap, you don't eat that kind of stuff.
You won't eat cakes and biscuits and
you have no idea what I So I love donuts, cookies, Krispy Kremes, and the people who know me most know how much I can eat. And exactly, and it is all about the balance, but also having the tactics in place to know that your habits are on form day on day on day, to then when you have treats or naughty things, it has no effect, because your habits are on good form.
You keep disciplined, then they're not going to make major impact at all.
Exactly. If your habits are on form and you back it up with some good hardcore exercise to burn off the calories, and you just carry on.
Sounds good to me. There we go. What's the weirdest thing to happen to you on social media? I mean, I think a lot of weird things happen on social media, but...
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of weird things on social media. And it just shows how weird humankind is and how weird we are, because a lot of weird things happen. In fact, lots of weird things in which I won't mention. But
yeah, that weird.
yeah, exactly. But there is one thing that comes to mind is the free hugs campaign, which you probably would have seen, and some people others. Which is
I missed that. I was probably on maternity leave in Trafalgar Square. Yeah, I used to walk down there every day.
Yep, and it was just a friend's idea in Trafalgar Square, filming me giving free hugs to strangers, making a nice video, and put it on YouTube, on Facebook, and it kind of sat there for a while, didn't do much, and I think someone with a high profile shared it or did something, and it just went viral. It just went crazy. YouTube views is like 1 million now, I think, but Facebook views went up to like 15-20 million very quickly, and it just like boosted my Facebook profile and just gave me a bit of a platform very quickly to just do what I was about to do, and really very grateful. But weird how something, and still to this day you flick through Instagram and that picture just pops up now and again.
Things you might like to view.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is.
There, Alex giving more free hugs again. No, just the same photo. Yeah, I think that's it.
Probably a hard one for you because it's like your entire life, but what would you have been if you hadn't been a fitness guru, fitness model?
Yeah. I think because if you strip back the whole fitness thing and whatever, the reason why I do what I do is for helping people and giving back and feeling that connection and the passion. So taking away the fitness, it would be something along those lines as well, something that helps me give back and help people. And I was, before fitness, or like the start of where I was going to university and things, I was always like the thought of being a firefighter for that reason probably. But it's so hard because fitness has been my life the whole time. There's never been any other option to switch or do anything else. So no.
Food critic.
Yeah, I tell you what, I would be very, very happy just
food
sitting,
just
eating food, being happy, and that would be an alternate life completely.
Yeah, exactly, the opposite extreme.
Yeah, I'd be testing food and testing like PlayStation games as well at the same time.
Oh yeah, that could be quite, I quite like that idea actually. Gaming. Yeah,
and roller coasters as well, so you get a bit of risk.
Yeah, cool.
Testing things.
Testing things. What are your hopes and dreams about Alex Crockford Fitness? And like the new look on the website, very slick.
Thank you very much, and that's just it, isn't it? It's a constant evolution and progress in business. I really hope the camera doesn't go again.
The wind blew.
Yeah, and it's just a constant progress, and still people tell me like, you've come so far, you've done so much, but I still feel like it's just the beginning, like I'm just touching the surface of what I want to achieve, not just with Crockfit and my Crockfit plans and how they're helping people, but my own personal profile and how people view me. And I would love to be recognized among people as who I am and what I'm doing with health and fitness and motivating people every day. That's what I want to be recognized in the UK and around the world for that, and progressing with the modeling as well, all the aspects of what I do, just to continually grow. But I want that because there's so much information available on the internet, and there are so many people wanting to be healthier and fitter because there's so much information on the internet, and people are looking for information on the internet to be fitter, healthier and happier, and there's often the wrong information.
I was going to say, it's not all correct.
No, exactly. And I do my best to give people the information that helps them on a very, not just a basic level, but an understandable level, but also something that's going to help them, because there's so much information that could be right, but it's too complex as well. I love helping people just from the ground upwards, and where to begin, where to start, and there's a lot of businesses and there's a lot of things out there giving people the wrong products and the wrong things. So that's what I want to do. Yeah,
it'd be great to like sort of have a trusted sites that you can go to, and you know you're getting the good information, but it's understandable for like us everyday people who go, I don't understand what that is, why are we taking it, how does it help?
Exactly. Yeah, so, there's a lot of questions.
Getting all of that is always good. Yeah. Are you always as motivated and happy as you seem in your videos? Or is there a little bit of bravado? Just a little bit?
Most of the time it's me. Sometimes I wake up and I have a very unmotivated day. Like sometimes I could be quiet on social media, and it's just, everybody has a bit of a low day. Because I have the accountability of social media and Snapchat and Instagram, whatever, where I'm visible every day, it's a really good booster. Where if I'm having a bit of an unmotivated or a low day, knowing that, like, it's really weird, but somebody Snapchatted me the other day saying, hey, you've been quiet today, what's going on? Like,
where are you?
Yeah, I know, like they usually have their morning routine to watch me, so I motivate them, but me not being there made them question where I was. So there's pros and cons to that, but having that accountability like really just helps me stay positive and with a great mindset. And if I'm having a low day, it doesn't take long for me to kick myself out of that place and carry on. And when you see me happy and positive, that's
all natural.
That's all me.
Right, this is probably doesn't happen very often, but what do you do on rest days? I mean, on my rest days, I walk. I don't ever stop. I mean, I just don't do such a hard workout or whatever. But
that's really, I tell people exactly that, because rest days are important. If you are weightlifting or you're doing intense training, then your body can't do that every day, and there needs to be recovery, but recovery doesn't mean do nothing. So on my rest days, I make sure I walk like you, at least 10,000 steps or more. If I'm sore from workouts, then a good stretch or foam roll, a bit of mobility and stuff. And a rest day doesn't mean nutrition goes out the window either. So I'm always focused on having good nutrition, good food, and lots of water, because those are the days where actually matter most. You're
trying to heal.
Exactly. Your training is all about tearing and causing stress on your body, so it's time to heal on the rest day. So important.
Can you chat a bit about the supplements? I saw the video you put out the other day about the supplement and is it the BCAAs? It's all new to me. I read about it and I'm like, I still don't get it. So you know, it's interesting to hear from your point of view. I mean, I was thinking about sort of looking into protein powders myself, and my mum and dad panicked as if I was about to start some sort of
take drugs and
addiction.
stuff.
Exactly. So it's
it is a massive market, and
ease on what it means and stuff like that.
Exactly, and it is a massive market, and it's very easy to not connect with it or understand it, and it is just such a common belief that they're wrong or bad or they're drugs or things like that. I've heard it all.
That's my mum.
Exactly, exactly. And the best way to look at it, I guess, is that supplements are foods that you eat every day, broken down into their pure form or particle form or liquid form, put into a supplement so you can have it at a higher dosage for yourself. And when it comes to training or backing up various nutrients or micronutrients that you need, sometimes you just need a boost in those. Like, nothing is more important than your real food that you're eating every day.
Sometimes you can't eat that much of it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you are looking to gain muscle and be lean and support the training that you're doing, that's where protein powder can help. It's not necessarily that much difference to having protein rich foods, but if you are needing ways to help build the protein up, then having a protein shake is one way of doing it. But it's a challenge because people can either be completely against it, or they go into the world of supplementation and then they really just go only supplements and start to meal replace and things like that. And that's not what it's about. It should be all about your real food and then supplementing, as in adding on a thing. So I think the ultimate supplements you need are things like multivitamins, some kind of omega-3 fatty acid, a krill oil or something like that, a protein powder to help build that up. You said BCAAs, which are branched chain amino acids, which are amino acids, but they're three of the major amino acids you need to help grow your lean tissue, repair, and really support that muscle growth and much more.
Cool. Do you feel you've got a good balance between your work and your daily life, or do you get to spend time with your family? And
like similar to that question before about switching off and stuff, is that fortunately my daily life is work and I love it, so it's kind of like I'm working right now, and I'm talking about what I love. So I'm very lucky for that. But when it comes to family time and my girlfriend and things like that, there is a good balance, and I make sure that I don't go too long without having those times and those moments and finding that balance for sure. Maybe my family might think otherwise. Say, when are you gonna?
Yeah, when are you coming over?
My mum says, "Why haven't you called me today?" or something like that. But
yeah, we get that one.
I think every mum probably says that.
I'm going to probably do the same to my kids when they're older.
Yeah,
why have you rung me? What do you mean you're busy?
Exactly. But I think the balance is good. Being completely self-employed and running your own business has its pros because you're in control of your diary, but also it means that you drive yourself completely, and just sometimes you give no time for something else. So I'm getting better at finding that balance, definitely.
Well, I suppose right in the beginning you just have to keep going, don't you? So that the work is there, and then it's trying to sort of
like a year ago until like the end of last year kind of thing, it very much was that to build Crockfit itself and build momentum in that. It took like a lot of effort and a lot of time, so you have to put that effort in.
Yeah. What would be your advice with regards to sticking to or getting back into fitness and exercise after you've been either ill or injured? I mean, if you're not that poorly, do you just keep with it and just do it more gently, or you know, that
if
sort of thing?
If you're not that unwell and you feel something coming, then I always tell people to not do nothing at all. Like absolutely focus on like staying warm, being healthy with your food, but being active, and in your training not going to 100%, because that stress on your body will knock your immune system down, and then you'll get properly ill. But I also think that doing nothing, not getting the blood flow working and not sweating, you'll probably get ill anyway, because it will just progress. But if you've had the time off and you're coming back from an injury or being unwell, it is really quite depressing. A lot of people talk to me.
I was saying actually the other day, I said it's easier starting as a beginner when you don't know anything. But when you've got to a certain level and then you have to pull back and then try and get back to it, and you're like, I know I can do that, but
I can't right now.
I can't right now, and it's just that. It's the mental fight is the hardest.
Yeah, absolutely. When you know you've been somewhere and you're not there now, it's really, really annoying and challenging, and that can be depressing. But you have to just remember that it's your journey, it's your story, and no journey is ever a straight line and a continuous up motion. It's squiggles and curls all over the place, and your overall journey will be progressive. And often it peaks and troughs, and that's just the way it is. It happens to all of us. Pick up a little injury, and you have to just forget about where you've been and necessarily where you're going, but where you are right now, what you can do and how you can move out of where you are now, and that's all you can think about.
Perfect. And who's your fitness crush, romance? Who's the fitness ones that you follow? Who've been your inspirations?
We've all had inspirations, and I've looked up to various people over my time. And in the fitness industry, like I look at the kind of, I can't think of many in UK. Like I follow a lot of my peers along the way and watch their journey. In the fitness world, there's Steve Cook and Paige Hathaway are my bromance and crush. They're fantastic on YouTube. They're pretty real. They're down to earth. They're fitspirations in their body and their health. And they're good at business as well, so they kind of tick a lot of things off that I'm trying to achieve. So yeah, very good.
Marvellous. And now, plug yourself.
Hello. You've been listening to Alex Crockford from Crockfit, and you can find my Instagram page at Alex Crockford. And if you need help with your training, your fitness, then please just message me. And if you're looking to follow a plan, whether that's a home training plan with just your body weight, which is what Geraldine's been doing, my home fit plans, or whether it's a gym-based plan for men or for women, I've got different 12-week plans. So just get in contact. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.